The year is 2053. Amid the foul air and dark dangerous streets, a dragon rises from the ashes of legend. Many fear him, many fall before him. Only one will risk all to destroy him, and that one is you, Blade Hunter Private Investigator. Use your guts and wits to bring down the dragon and save the city from his evil ambitions. Rise of the Dragon is a point-and-click adventure game that was released on DOS in 1990. Years later, it would get a Sega CD port released around 1993. While it didn't have as many colors and removed a few aspects, this port added voice acting. In fact, the main character is voiced by Cam Clark.
My, you have the most beautiful eyes.
If you win, you might still be able to save her.
We turtles don't know the meaning of the word defeat.
Quite fascinating that all three were voiced by the same person. But I'm getting off topic, let's go over the controls. All you will need is a 3-button controller for this game. A will open and leave the inventory screen. B is used to observe objects, people, and exits. This button can also make Blade Hunter explain what you're pointing at. C is used to talk to people, interact with objects, and to pick up items. This is also used to confirm dialogue choices. As you'd expect from a point-and-click game, Rise of the Dragon has a focus on finding clues, solving puzzles, and fighting against bad guys in order to solve the mystery. Making the wrong decisions can cause the game to become unwinnable, so it's important to save often and over multiple slots in order to keep your progress. Being that the game has voice acting and it is a point-and-click game, there's really not much I have to say throughout the long play, but if you want a full guide that goes over everything in detail, you can check out the link in the description below. Now let's stop the Rise of the Dragon. Well, technically I'm starting Rise of the Dragon, I just meant the dragon rising in the game itself. Alright, and this is my long play of Rise of the Dragon. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm not going to talk too much since there is plenty of voice acting and you can understand what to do just by watching. But I am going to explain certain parts as they go along, and there was like 1 or 2 weird decisions I made and I can't wait to get into those. But yeah, first I'm going to show the intro and then we're going to get straight into it.
There you go, baby. Have a nice trip.
Hey, little friend. You got a good time for me?
In 3 days, my destiny will be realized. Just as the prophecy foretells. We shall destroy those who stand against us and bring this city to its knees. The name Bahumat shall once again strike terror into the heart of man.
Alright, this is the beginning of the game. The first thing you want to do is grab your clothes. So grab it from the floor and then grab your coat. And to equip them, you go to the inventory screen and drag it to Blade Hunter on the right by pressing C. And there we go. If you try to leave without putting your clothes on, you actually get an instant game over. And I think Blade Hunter warns you before you, the first time you attempt it. Now go to the bathroom and grab these supplies. You don't need to grab them yet, they're for the end of the game, but I always grab them now just in case I forget. And you don't actually need them, but they will be helpful just in case. Now the other thing you can grab is your gun, but I highly recommend you leave it. Just leave it there because it'll just make things more complicated if you bring it with you. So you want to go to the hallway on the left. The hallway on the right leads to nothing. It leads to a game over screen technically, but yeah, just go to the left, and then if you ever want to go back in your room, you click that red hydrant, I think, on the top left, that red lever. And the first thing we have to do, I don't know why I tried leaving, is you have to turn on the PC with that switch and then listen to the mayor's message.
Hunter, we've had more reports of kids dying. Oh, we're horribly disfigured like my poor daughter. This infection is spreading, whatever it is. You've got to find out what's causing this. I suggest you start at the Pleasure Dome. It's where my daughter was last seen. Look for someone called the Jake. He was one of Chandra's friends. Not that I'd call any of the slime that hangs out there a friend. I'm sending you a vid transmission hard copy of my daughter. It's not pretty, but you might need it. I don't need to remind you that this investigation is strictly unofficial. I don't want a word of this to leak to the press. Good luck.
Need a good used hover car? Momar's Cars has the answer for you. Come down and check out our fine selection of new and used hover cars. I make you a great deal.
Blade, where the hell were you last night? We did have a date, or did that happen to slip your mind? You bag of toxic waste. And don't forget that you left your keys at my place. I should just flush them. I'll be at the Bureau of Records early, in case you happen to roll out of bed before noon.
So the picture we just got from the mayor is used for the Pleasure Dome, but first things first, let's get our ID. You don't actually, I don't think you really need the ID, but I always take it just in case. So now you can leave, and we're going to use the bottom button in order to go to the M-way, which is pretty much the subway. And now you can see the world map. So the first thing I do here is collect my keys from Karen. So go to the city hall. And there are two people here you can interact with. You don't really need to talk to them. You can if you want to. But instead I'm going to go straight to exit. And then you go to the Bureau of Records, which is over to the left.
Hi, Blade. Wanna play house? A little dancing, a little moonlight, a little romance. You know. Oh, it sounds fabulous, darling. But what about that Karen Summers person? She definitely has to go. Why don't you go dump her and give me a call on the rebound? See you later, you big stud.
Thanks a lot for standing me up last night, you jerk. I had a really special time sitting at home watching Rambo 12 in my brand new evening dress. Where in the hell were you? Out drunk in one of those god-awful pleasure domes again? You could have at least called. You'd better have a darn good excuse for standing me up, Blade. forgive you this time, Blade. But don't make promises you can't keep. You know I wouldn't miss a date without a good reason. You just better watch yourself in the future, William Hunter. A person can only stand so much. Here are the keys you left with me, Blade.
Yeah, thanks, Karen.
You're welcome, Blade. Come back later if you need me to check out anything else for you. See you later.
Yeah, the dialogue options you pick is very important. It can just like make the game unwinnable if you're not careful in what you say. But I already know what to do, of course, so we got the keys, and we are going to leave that to open our cabinet later. But first things first, we gotta go to the Pleasure Dome.
Hold on a second while we scan you.
No weapons detected.
You're clean. Go on in.
Yeah, so if you have a weapon, it gets really complicated. Like, you need like a pistol bar in order to get it back. You see that fail later. But yeah, just go straight to the bar, which is to the right. And you'll be able to find the Jake. Well, on our way to find the Jake, I should say. Again, just make sure you pick the right dialogue options and you should be good.
Yo, kiss up. What you want? Yeah? What you want him for? You look mighty uptown to this screw boy. Yeah? Who might this friend be? The Jake, he got lots of friends. Chandi? What about her? You're crazy. Get out of my sight. Oh my God, Chandi! In my office. Oh my God, Chandi! The name's Willard Jakeston. Everybody calls me the Jake. Chandi thought it up. Holy mother. What happened to her? I mean, what could have done this? She was, damn it, she was stupid. I told her that Chen was... Nobody never heard of him. Look, Bud, Chandra was a big girl. Damn it. What the hell did this to her? Because I'm a coward. Look, you think I wanted this to happen? She was my only friend. All right, his name is Chen. He's a pimp for some big-timers down in Chinatown. He's got a place over at 544 Wallaby Street, number 798. That's all I know. Chandi was hanging around with him and his group. I'll be around if you find anything out.
Alright, we got Chen Lu's address, so the next thing we gotta do is go to Chen Lu's house.
I wonder who that goon with the eye patch is. Maybe he's one of Chen's buddies. Hey, watch it!
My fault.
Yeah, well, you really should be more careful in this neighborhood.
I hear there are a lot of dangerous criminals around.
The twisted remains of Chen Lu's horribly disfigured body offer mute testimony to the savage power of the substance which killed him.
Alright, so you don't have much time here. You want to go straight to the small TV and power that on. And you should see a message from one of Chen Lu's higher-ups.
You have failed us, Brother Lu. Your irresponsible actions have brought unwarranted attention to our production operation. The girl you killed was the daughter of a powerful man. He will seek to avenge himself upon us. I am sending my personal representative to discuss the matter with you. Goodbye, Brother Lu.
Unit 41, Unit 41, we have an illegal entry at 544 Wallaby Street, number 798. Go check it out.
Unit 41, roger.
Alright, so once the police arrives, you want to immediately leave to the subway. It's possible to get everything you need here in time before the police arrives, but you know, just to play it safe, just leave, go to the subway, which is the world map pretty much, and just click straight back onto Chen Lu's. And if you notice, if you was watching earlier, I grabbed Chen Lu's ID, which is very important. Because if you don't have his ID, you can't get back in, and you need to get back in order to like continue on with the game. So we have his ID card. We grabbed it from the small TV before we left. Well, I should say before we left and the police arrived. So you put that in, and now you can exit straight through. Now don't forget about the ID card because that is important. Now you go to the bathroom here. You take
What is this?
what looks like a drug patch. So let's add that to our inventory. And now we want to go into the bedroom, which is right next to the bathroom. And you see a dragon there. You have to click on its eye.
A most unusual statue. Something evil about the eyes makes it seem almost as if it were alive.
Now the code to the safe is, if you see the Chen Lu's address and SSD and all that, it had a pattern where like 3 of the numbers had 0772 at the end, which is the password you need in order to open the lock. Make sure you grab both items. Really, you only need the parchment. The pistol bar is specifically for like, you know, carrying your weapon to the pleasure dome, but that's very unnecessary. Now, before you leave Chen Lu's place, because all you needed was the 2 items, grab his ID. You will need it. And now we have to head back to the city hall.
Hello, handsome. What can I do for you now? Well, go see her and quit bothering me.
Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? I haven't any idea what this patch has been doped with, but I can have the lab boys analyze it for you. It won't be ready until tomorrow, though.
Oh, that'll be fine. Look, I'll come get the report when it's ready.
Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? I'll run this card through the computer and see what information the databank has on this character. Here it comes now. Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? Come back later if you need me to do another computer run for you. See you later, Blade.
Since we showed her Chen Lu's ID, we now have the address for Johnny Kwang's. But first, there is one more person we have to talk to, so you're gonna have to leave out here. and you want to go to the warehouse district to the right, then go through the alleyway and you will meet someone new.
A small Asian man sits meditatively on an empty shipping crate. He has an air of great wisdom about him and seems curiously at home in this warehouse.
Greetings, William Hunter. I am called Chang Li. It is most gratifying to finally make your acquaintance.
How do you know who I am?
A man can learn a great many things if he knows how to listen.
What else have you heard?
Many things, William Hunter. I have learned about the tragic death of a young girl who was the daughter of a powerful man in the government. It is also known by my humble self and others that you are investigating this affair.
What others?
Those who wish you ill. Saturn in retrograde will soon be occluded by the moon in the constellation of Draco the Dragon. Events of great pitch and moment are afoot. The old order shall be destroyed and the new shall take its place. You alone can challenge the evil Bahumat and prevent ascendancy of the Dark One.
Chosen? By whom? What for? Old man, just what in the hell are you running off at the mouth about?
Please to stop asking so many silly questions and let me finish. Signs, portents, omens, sheep entrails, and fortune cookies have all foretold of the coming battle with the Dark One. They also predict that a hero will arise to combat him.
Is this the, hero who gets chopped into thousands of itty-bitty pieces?
Yes, but that's only half of it.
There's more?
Yes, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Not a great deal, but please to let me offer my humble assistance to aid you. Intriguing. This wrist translates as follows. Brethren, the rise of the dragon is upon us. Target date 3/8/5687. Hollywood Reservoir. Long live Bahumat.
Fine, but what the hell does it mean?
I cannot fathom it completely, but I can tell you that Bahumat was an evil warlord magician who came to power in the latter part of the 7th century on the Chinese calendar. This translates to roughly 3000 BC on your Julian calendar. The ancient scrolls say he used the power of evil to transform himself into a dragon to terrorize and destroy his enemies. His ultimate goal was to restore chaos and rule the world in darkness. Bahumat and his minions destroyed many cities and killed and enslaved thousands of people.
What happened to him?
Not to interrupt, please. I'm coming to it. According to legend, he was finally overcome by the power of a white magician named Gin Su, which means knife in your language. Unfortunately, Knife was critically injured in the battle, and it was the last act of his departing soul to summon all the powers of light to banish Bahumat to the netherworld for 5,000 years. The date on the piece of paper translates to August 3rd, 2053 on your calendar. As for the name Hollywood, it is completely unfamiliar to me.
So Bahumat is gone forever, right?
Not precisely. There is a prophecy foretelling his return. In the age of decay, marking the dawn of darkness, the dragon will arise. His evil shall become an addiction in the soul of mankind, and death shall be a blessing to those he has touched. Many will fear him. Many will fall before him. One will sacrifice all to destroy him.
Sounds like a lot of baloney to me.
Please do not judge things you do not understand. What you believe at this juncture is irrelevant. Time will prove the truth of what I have spoken to you. Now I must render you what aid I can. Here are ancient talismans of protection and good fortune to carry on your person at all times. First, Tome of Ancient Wisdom, given to me by most aged and honorable father. Second, Stone of Life, blessed by Lama. And third, if all else fails, bulletproof vest Kevlar, made by DuPont. Also, pleased to have this fortune cookie.
Thanks for all your help, Chang Li.
Good luck on quest, William Hunter. Please to remember, fate of millions rides on your shoulders. Goodbye. Leave this place, William Hunter. Your destiny is elsewhere.
Alright, to my knowledge, the book and the rock doesn't do anything. You can show them to Karen if you want. I think I do that later in this playthrough. The fortune cookie is mandatory if you never played this before, because it tells you a code at the end of the game, which we'll get into later. Now to equip the bulletproof vest, you take off your coat and you put it on. Simple as that. And that would be very important because it'll allow you to take more damage in the end game sections. So the fortune cookie reads out a weird code, as I mentioned before, and that's going to be useful for the end of the game. Of course, if you read the guide, then you wouldn't need it. Anyways, I'm gonna save here. I really don't know why I saved because I already know what to do, but I'm just showing that even if you're playing this with a guide, you should always save just in case. So I am going to go out of my way to show Karen the rock in the book, and then after that, I'm going to head back to Blade Hunter's apartment, use the keys to unlock the cabinet and grab everything inside, and then we will be ready to head to Johnny Kwong's.
Hi, Blade. Nice to see you again.
Hey, beautiful. Is that lab report ready yet?
Sorry, Blade. Check again later. Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? It's a book, Blade. People used to read them a long time ago.
Oh, she must think I'm an idiot. Listen, I know it's a book. I was hoping maybe you could tell me something about it.
What can I tell you, Blade? Have you read it? It looks like a kid's book. Is there any... Oh, Blade, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I knew you'd like it. I hope I don't need that later. It's locked.
Mr. Kwong, I must regretfully inform you that we are a week behind schedule on our production quota.
We must be ready in 3 days, or the schedule will not be met.
We need more time. We're already pushing the end of the safety margin for the reactor coolant systems.
You must push them harder. You will either meet the production schedule or face the wrath of Bahamut.
I'll see what more can be done, Mr. Kwong.
well-armed rooftop security patrol. A frontal attack doesn't seem like a good option at this point.
Oh, man, you must have steelies. I wouldn't go down there for nothing. There are rats as big as dogs down there.
Alright, and now it's time for the sewer puzzle. So if you take too long in this part, you get a warning that the rats are about to attack you. And if you need more time, you can always just like leave immediately and then go back in. And if you stay there too long, that rats will actually cause an instant death. So in front of this panel, you would get a hint on what to do. So grab one of your plastic explosives. There it is. And then you want to put it on the locker. I should say the lock. Once that's busted open, you can now open the panel. So it looks a little complicated, but it's not too bad. Now you want to grab the wire tester, put it right there. Now the trick is you have to put 3 of these in the right area and at the right time. So I'm going to grab the red one first. Make sure you put it on when the gauge is pointing to the green. If you put it there while it's pointing to the red, you will instantly be shocked and that's game over. So now with the yellow one, you have to put it on one of these lines. If it's incorrect, the wire tester on the bottom right
Now
will
I
glow
just
red.
have to check my vid phone to see who's calling our pal Johnny Kwong.
And if you're correct, it will instead glow green. Now remember that each time you do place the yellow tester, make sure that the arrow is pointing to the green, or else you just get shocked, and that's it. So now that we did that, I'm going to take a quick, pretty sure I take a quick trip to Blaze's apartment, because now we got a new message.
Greetings, Brother Kwong. It is I, Deng Hwang. I have received some unsettling news concerning a possible disruption in our production schedule. There must be no further delays, Brother Kwong. I want you to personally continue checking on progress down at our warehouse. You will resolve the situation quickly. Good day.
So after the message, you want to go back to City Hall and tell Karen about Deng Hwang.
Hi, Blade. Nice to see you again.
Hey, beautiful. Was that lab report ready yet?
Sorry, Blade. Check again later. Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? This is very unusual. There's a sleeper gate attached to this file. If anyone tries to access the information contained inside the file, it will set off an alarm and wipe the system. I can try to bypass it, but if that doesn't work, we could be in a very unhealthy situation. If you say so, Blade. Here goes. What little information there is in the computer on this guy is almost 2 years old. No birth date, SID number, or address? Hell, there's not even a physical description of the guy. His name appears in connection with some Fed investigations concerning the Chinese mafia and a break-in at a military genetic research facility at Los Alamos. In the course of this incident, they killed 20 people and burned the place to the ground. There's no mention of anything being stolen, and all other details are classified. Now, what the hell does the Chinese mafia want with a genetic research facility? Something very strange is going on here. There's no way I can get any more information without tripping some heavy security. So I'm gonna wipe all record of this trace. Then I'm gonna get back to work and pretend none of this happened. You better get out of here.
City Hall is closed. You must leave. The janitor will let you out.
We open at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Alright, so the next thing you want to do is go to the warehouse, and now it's time for the explosive delay.
Reactor cooling system subpanel. All power for the industrial cooling machinery inside the warehouse is routed through this electrical panel. I'll bet they'd be in real trouble if this panel went out.
Look, it's that private investigator guy. Let's tell the boss.
Whoa, that thing really went up. Oh, but somebody's gonna be mad.
Hold on.
Yo, Hunter! I, got some news for you. Can't talk now, though. We need to meet somewhere safe. I'll give you a call. Now get out of here before someone sees us talking.
Hello again, brother. I have just learned that our downtown warehouse was destroyed by the former police officer, William Hunter. Your security precautions were clearly inadequate, brother. Please come to our factory headquarters on the northern outskirts of the city to discuss this matter immediately. Good day.
Alright, and the day is done, so make sure you're inside your room and just skip through time by pressing the double arrow in the inventory screen.
Thank you all for coming here on such short notice, especially you, Brother Kwong. There has been a severe disruption in our MTZ production operation. This interference is the result of William Hunter's meddling in our affairs. A man you failed to stop, Brother Kwong. You know what the penalty for failure is, brother? Bahumat's wrath must be appeased. Your soul shall feed the dragon.
No, wait!
This is the price of failure. I suggest you all remember it. Snake, bring me this Blade Hunter's head on a plate. Use whatever means is necessary. He and all that he cares for must be destroyed.
Alright, so I don't know why I went outside of Blade's apartment. I guess I thought that after that cutscene the day was over, but it's still July 31st in the game's date. But yeah, what you're supposed to do, which I'll realize soon, is just stay in Blade's apartment and skip time until he falls asleep. I should mention this now actually, if you fall asleep anywhere else, there's actually a huge chance that you get your items stolen, and if that happens, then like if they steal your important items, then you could potentially be screwed. But yeah, I'm just gonna head back to Blade's apartment and then go to sleep.
Oh boy, am I tired. Better get some sleep in about an hour. Home sweet home. This bed might be kind of lumpy, but it sure beats sleeping on the sidewalk.
I'm proud to say that this video is sponsored by Beast Wrestler, a perfect game for those that want some heated dragon on dragon action. Actually, this game is pretty horrible. I like it myself, but I couldn't recommend this to someone else. Though at least the monster designs are pretty rad. Did you know that they were done by Yasushi Nirasawa? His art might be familiar to those that played Shin Megami Tensei 4. He also designed the undead monsters in Kamen Rider Blade. I could go on about Beast Wrestler, but I think I should get back to Rise of the Dragon. At this point of the game, you could just keep sleeping until it hits 8:04 in order to reach the climax of the game. But if you want a little bonus, you can do one extra thing, and that is to check the lab results from the drug patch that Karen got.
Well, Blade, it's nice to see you again. I have that lab report you wanted. Here's a tape of the lab results. The text said that that's some pretty dangerous stuff. You're obviously getting into something pretty heavy. Please be careful, Blade. Is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Blade? Come back later if you need me to do another computer run for you. See you later, Blade.
Right, now we got the VHS tape, and if we show that to the mayor, he would give us something very helpful.
Hello again, Blade. It's nice to see you. I'm terribly sorry, Blade, but the mayor has left orders that he is not to be disturbed, especially by you.
Tell him that I have some information which I'm sure he would prefer be kept out of the public eye. After all, this is an election year.
Sorry, Blade, but I can't have you marching into the mayor's office every time you want your parking tickets fixed.
If you're pulling my leg this time, we are both gonna catch hell.
Mr. Mayor, William Hunter's here to see you on an extremely urgent matter.
He's not here to get me to fix some parking tickets, is he?
He claims it is urgent, sir. He is threatening to reveal information which would hurt your chances to be re-elected.
Very well. Send him up. Hello, Mr. Hunter. I hope this is more than a courtesy call.
You're damn right it is, and I am sick and tired of being given the runaround by your people. You are the effing jerk who hired me for this gig, remember? And then you act like I'm radioactive when I try and get in touch with you.
It would not be appropriate for me to be seen publicly in your company, Mr. Hunter. I only hired you because there's no one else who knows the scum of this city the way you do.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of it's in this building.
Let's drop all pretenses. I pulled you up from the gutter, and if you don't do this the way I tell you to, you'll end up right back there. Or worse.
I have information which indicates your daughter may have been involved with a member of the Chinese mafia, and likely a drug addict to boot.
If you have any information of that nature, I strongly suggest you leave it in my possession. Releasing it could prove detrimental to your health. I want you to tell me everything you've discovered, Mr. Hunter. me what I want to know, or I'll have you thrown in a jail cell.
Chandi was hanging around a Chinese mafioso named Chen Lu. It seems he gave us some bad juice. It's bad with a capital B. See, it was laced with some exotic virus that scrambles your genes. It's all on this tape.
Do you have any leads on this Chen Lu?
Well, I found what was left of him on the floor of the apartment. Since he died the same way Chandi did, it seems likely that the Chinese mafia is somehow involved with this MTZ. You haven't done anything to tick them off lately, have you?
No.
Somehow I'm not reassured.
I can't trust the police to deal with this situation effectively, Mr. Hunter. So I'd like you to follow up on it further. I want you to find out who is ultimately responsible for this MTZ operation. And then I want you to shut down the operation permanently. Don't be so quick to take an extreme position, Mr. Hunter. I'm sure we can work something out.
Look, I have been busting my ass for you, nosing around some seriously fatal mobsters, and all I get from my trouble is a lot of flack from you. How about a little cooperation here, huh? I do not like being left hung out to dry.
Official help is, of course, out of the question. But I can give you a security pass which will allow you to get some increased firepower from the police armory. In protective custody, of course.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you, Blade.
Show me your pass. Now, that's some pretty impressive clearance for a civilian.
The M1000X assault rifle. Truly awesome firepower. Ow!
Now I should mention that the assault rifle is not mandatory to finish the game. You can't just stick with the gun you have in Blade's apartment, which is found under his bed. And here you're going to see me make a big mistake. I wanted to try to show off the idea that like bringing a weapon into the Pleasure Dome. And it might be because I picked the wrong dialogue options, but when I gave them the gun and gave them the fisto bar, it didn't give me my weapon back. So I pretty much permanently lose the rifle, which is kind of embarrassing. But I do manage to get through the game with just the handgun alone, so you can either stick around for this part or you can skip it.
Hold on a second while we scan you. No guns allowed. Check them or get lost. Your piece. I won't ask nice again. Have a nice time, friend. You're not such a bad guy after all.
Excuse me, I'd like to get my gun back.
You got a gun check ticket?
What are you talking about?
When you turn in your weapons, you're supposed to get a claim ticket.
Look, you guys must have forgotten to give me one.
Sorry, buddy. No claim check, no gun.
But I gave my gun to you a few minutes ago.
A lot of people come through this door, mister. You recognize him, Arius?
Nope.
Well, then I guess you're out of luck, buddy. Okay, here's the deal. Leave now, and I won't break both your legs.
Hello there, handsome. I'm Candi. Looking for a good time, big guy? How about you and me getting out of here and into a place a little more intimate? My. What a witch you are, Blade. Shall we go then? I've always wondered what it would be like to party with a private dick. You got any of those handcuffs?
Your place or mine? My, you have the most beautiful eyes.
William Hunter! You good-for-nothing, four-flushing, dirty double dumbass! I never want to see you again, you two-timing bastard! And don't bother coming around anymore. I'm having my locks changed.
It sure will be hard to crack this case without Karen's help. Maybe even impossible. Hey, maybe you should restore a saved game.
Hold on a second while we scan you.
No weapons detected.
You're clean. Go on in.
Excuse me, I'd like to get my gun back.
You're not such a bad...
Blade?
Guess again.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh. Holmes.
William Hunter, this is your adversary. I have a friend of yours with me. I believe that she may in fact be somewhat more than a friend. In any case, Karen Summers is in my custody. She is in good health for the moment, and provided you cooperate, there is every reason to expect that she will stay that way. You have caused us a slight inconvenience, nothing more. However, you must cease meddling in affairs that are no concern of yours. Further resistance on your part is futile, Mr. Hunter. You cannot win, and you will only bring destruction on yourself and those you care about. Consider my words carefully. You will not receive another warning. Good day.
Hunter, we gotta talk, but not at the dome. Word on the street is that some very lethal dudes are stalking the PI who's been nosing around too much. Unless you want to end up very dead, meet me at the warehouse at 8:30 tonight.
Alright, so you have two options in order to finish this game. You can either meet the Jake at 8:30 in the warehouse for an interesting part of the game, which I won't get into yet. Or you can go to the reservoir first, deal with the bad guys there, and then you'll get access to a hover vehicle.
Citizens of Los Angeles, this is the voice of Bahamut. What I am is not important at the moment, but know this. I will soon be in absolute control of the city. I have only two demands. First, Mayor Vicenzi must dismiss the entire police force and resign his office. Second, $500 million in diamonds and platinum must be delivered to me in a time, place, and manner of my choice. If my demands are not agreed to in principle within the next 10 hours, I will spread my considerable stocks of Dragon MTZ among the city's population. Certain parts of the law enforcement community in this city are, I believe, already familiar with the action of this substance on the body of a normal person. Suffice it to say, MTZ poisoning is an extremely unpleasant way to die. Consider this fair warning, Mr. Mayor. Do not attempt any tricks, or I will kill every living thing in the city and county of Los Angeles. I sincerely hope that will not be necessary. I am, after all, a reasonable individual. As long as my conditions are fulfilled, long live Bahamut! Deploy dispersal units to the reservoir.
Alright, so if you decided to go to the reservoir and it's 8 o'clock, immediately equip your gun and you'll be able to shoot all of these bad guys over here. You do have infinite ammo, so you can mash the trigger. And once you defeat all of them, you should be able to now access the hover vehicle. There's 5 bad guys in total. Now, if I didn't get the rifle from the mayor, one of them will actually drop a rifle, but because I had it just taken away, like no rifle appeared on the ground. So that's why you see me like scrolling around like, hey, where's the rifle? But it is what it is. So you can go into hover vehicle now, which is pretty cool. This game looks so cool, by the way. I really love the cyberpunk theme it has. From here, you can go straight to Deng Hwang's and reach the climax of the game. Or if you still have time, you can go to the city hall and meet the Jake, which is what I'm going to do here in order to show off as much of the game as possible.
Blade, does this little street rodent belong to you?
And now it's time for a side-scrolling section. I know, can you believe it? But yeah, in this section, you see your health bar at the bottom left, the gun you have on the bottom right, the personal explosive, which isn't used here to my knowledge. And yeah, the controls change from here. I think A and C is fire and B is jump. You can walk while you can crawl while ducking, and to perform a high jump, you have to hold up and press jump, and like you can high jump forward by holding up plus forward and pressing jump, and you're going to need to do that to go over these pits. And of course, all of these do a lot of damage, or just avoid them. And at the end of this part will be the snake, which is the boss of this. At the end of this part will be the snake, which is the boss of this section. But I do pull off a very unique glitch. You're going to see that happen right here. So you want to jump and then immediately mash the shoot button. And there we go. I'm glad I got to pull that off.
Thanks for saving my bacon, man. Now you better get moving. I hear they got your girl stashed at DH Enterprises Corporate HQ. And Blade, take this ID card with you. It might come in handy.
Since I did both, there are now 2 ways for me to get into Deng Hwang's. I can either use the hover vehicle, or I could just go to the front and give them the snake's ID.
Security pass, please.
Just a second.
Everything looks in order. Go right in.
Blade! Where are you?
No use struggling, my dear. You'll soon be dead. And so will Blade Hunter if he tries to rescue you.
The receptionist for DH Enterprises has the appearance of a woman who conducts herself in a businesslike and professional manner. Ooh, she's kind of cute, too.
Alright, so there's two ways to deal with the receptionist. You can either use the napalm spray to knock her out, or you can just talk her out of things, because you need to get into that security room.
Hello, sir. How may I help you? Wait a minute. Do I know you from somewhere? You really look familiar. Wait a minute. Now I remember. You're Billy Hunter.
Whoa, busted. Listen, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Remember me? I'm Lorraine Luttrell from Ridgemont. We had several classes together. You always were a charmer. How about getting together a little later for dinner and a drink or something? Sounds like fun.
It sure does. You know, but first I really need to get into the security room to check out something.
Gee, I'm really not supposed to let anyone in there.
Hey, I wouldn't ask if it weren't extremely important, right? There's a lot of dangerous business going down, and I think my boss may be involved somehow. Besides, I won't tell anyone you let me in. Scout's honor.
I'm sure you wouldn't, but I can't afford to risk my job. Well... Okay, but make it quick. Most of the guards are on break, but that won't last long.
Alright, so head to the security room and interact with the panels to the right. I should say the computer. And hit the switch. Well, I should say the lever on the bottom right.
Insert ID card. Or enter manual override.
Now, first things first, you want to unlock all of the rooms except for the break room. By locking the break room, you will prevent the guards from coming after you. And the fortune cookie actually has the manual override. You see that each letter represents a color. So like R is red, yellow is, Y is yellow, and P is purple. But if you have the ID, it will just tell you the colors by which one is highlighted, which makes it much simpler. But the point is, if you have the fortune cookie or the snake's ID, you can do this. The only difference being that, like with the fortune cookie, you have to keep going in and out of the inventory screen, or write it down on a piece of paper in order to like see the actual full code.
Sequence recognized.
That would disable the security system.
System off.
You also want to disable the 100 kilovolts after this cutscene.
I probably shouldn't have let that guy back there.
So yeah, disable the electric gate at the front desk. And by doing that, you'll be able to find Karen.
I never should have let you back there. I'm calling security. That's funny. I don't hear the alarm.
I disconnected the alarm system. Sorry I had to torpedo you like that. But your boss is up to no good, and if I don't stop him, a lot of people are gonna get hurt. You better get out of here. Things are gonna get nasty.
You wouldn't notice if you first played, but before we save Karen, we're going to need some tools. So enter the room to the right, and you see these two panels in the front, so open both of them. Switch the top lever to the right, and then use a screwdriver to open the panel that's below it.
Sub-panel circuit
and now you can
wire.
safely grab the wires. If you try to grab the wires and you didn't flick the lever, it would just electrocute you, and that's it.
Oh my God, Karen, what have those bastards done to you?
Please help me, Blade!
So make sure you place the wires on her first, and then take out the wires that are connected to her. If you don't place the wires on her, she will die, and you'll be on the road to the normal ending.
Arterial injection collar capable of rapidly introducing large amounts of any drug into a subject's bloodstream. Injector lines. Thank God you're safe. Thank God I'm safe.
Check the prisoner.
That doesn't sound very safe to me.
Let's get out of here.
Which way?
Quick, the stairs. Oops, I think we must have taken a wrong turn somewhere.
There they are!
You pathetic fool! You dare to challenge me? You have absolutely no idea who you are up against! None whatsoever!
Holy...
I am Bahumat!
Now it's time for the final stage. Similar to when you fought the snake, this is a side-scrolling section with some flames to dodge. But you should see a red button at the top. If you shoot it, it will disable the flames and you can safely get through. I think there's only one or two. I think there's only one section where like you can't disable the flames and you just have to duck under it. Other than that, the stage is pretty easy if you got the bulletproof vest and if you have the personal explosive, which I can't wait to show. So yeah, I'll be right back once we get to Deng Hwang. Alright, final boss time. If you still have a plastic explosive, all you have to do is walk up to him, press A or C, and that is GG. And that was Rise of the Dragon. Now for the ending.
So much for Bahumat. Talk about delusions of grandeur.
Blade! You're hurt! Let me take you home.
Not yet. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
All units, form a perimeter and take your defensive positions.
Is the area secure yet, Lieutenant?
The only resistance we're encountering is from a sniper holed up near some main entrance. He's got us pinned down.
Out of my way, punk. You weren't upfront with me about how heavy the situation was, Vinny. Karen could have been killed by that maniacal iguana, and for that matter, so could I.
The important thing is that Deng Hwang's drug cult has been broken up and his factory destroyed. Thanks to my plan, the citizens of Los Angeles are safe again. Compared to the well-being of this entire city, you are insignificant. I can live with sacrificing 2 people if it means 14 million can be saved.
Well, I hope you can live with this. I'll be by to pick up my check later. Come on, Karen, let's get the hell out of here. Walking off into the sunset, you bask in the warm glow of Karen's affection and the knowledge that you have vanquished the forces of evil. For now.
So, Rise of the Dragon. This game is really freaking rad, yo. Like, when I first played it, I was kind of confused, you know, like, because point-and-click games aren't really my thing. Like, at most, I played Sam & Max on PC, but other than that, I was never really good at them. But this game is like, I love the setting, I love the voice acting, even though some of them do sound very stereotypical. And you know, I love how the game looks. The story was really cool. I like the idea that there's this like drug that kind of turns people to dragons, but not really. It just goes like, that's really interesting. But yeah, overall, I had a lot of fun with this game, and it had a lot of playtime. I thought this long play was only going to take like 30 minutes, and it ended up being like an hour. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this long play, and with that said, I'll see you later.